Hello friends, and welcome to another me trying on all my riding things and trying to clear out some desperately just because I have absolutely no space in my wardrobe and I only wear half of them. This edition is all of my riding pants. I'm just gonna get straight into it. I have a lot of riding breeches and I have a lot of riding leggings, and particularly a lot of sample riding leggings. But we are starting off with these HLH sweatpants because this is literally what I've been wearing all day, and what a better way to start it off than these. These are the sweatpants that I did late last winter because I have this thing where in the middle of winter I just hate changing into breeches because they're really uncomfortable, and I also prefer not to ride in leggings because they're quite chilly on particularly cold days. So I decided to put silicone on the inside of tighter fitting sweatpants and see how it would go, and it worked quite well, I must say. So I have an extra small pair of these, actually two extra small pairs of these, a size small pair of these which I'm currently wearing, and I have a size medium pair of these, and I live in them pretty much all winter and I love them. Now on with the breeches. Okay, I'm starting off with white competition breeches, and these are my Cavallo ones that I completely forgot existed until now. I've had them for a number of years, but I am definitely going to be selling these on my Instagram because I just don't really wear breeches that are low rise anymore, really at all, and these are slightly too small for me now, so these are definitely going on my Instagram to be sold. Okay, the next pair, these are Unhorsey. I think I'm going to keep them just as a spare white pair. They didn't wash very well last time, as you can see. They're fine, they're slightly higher rise, which I prefer. They've also got this, which I prefer, and I'm pretty sure these were really reasonably priced, which is really quite good considering they're decent quality. They generally wash quite well too, which I quite like. Okay, so these are fits, and these are quite interesting. As you can tell, first of all, they are so see-through. You can literally see everything, and they also have like this, which is different to any other brand. They come with something to put underneath so they're not so see-through, but I never bothered wearing that, I don't think, maybe once or twice. I haven't worn these in years because I just find them terrifying to wash, and I think last time I washed them slightly too hot, or maybe I put the water that I soaked them in slightly too hot, and then this shrunk. Thankfully I got them for free from my sponsor, but considering how expensive these are, they are really weird and hard to wash. Like, this is my replacement pair because the first pair I got, I put in soaking water slightly too hot and this all melted, and like, as you can see, it's kind of ripped here. So I don't really know what to do with these. Like, does anyone want them? I have other breeches that I prefer to wear in competitions, so yes. Okay, I'm not going to be bothered trying both of these on, but these are my favourite competition breeches, and I have two pairs, slightly different pairs, but two pairs. They are the Equiline breeches with this little thing on them. Everyone knows them pretty much just from this. They just fit my body the best. Like, they're high-waisted, they're comfy, they've got room in the leg, but then tighter around the stomach. They're just fairly easy to wash. They do have some issues with the threads kind of pull off of this bottom. Actually, they haven't really in this pair, but with this pair they've kind of pulled out at the bottom on both sides, and yeah, on both pairs that I have the little pulley zipper thing, I've had to attach one of my little tags to it so I can pull it up and down because they've fallen out on both pairs because they're just obviously not strong enough. And on this pair I've got diamantes, and a lot of the diamantes fell off too. So they've got some faults, especially considering they're like $400 or so. But yeah, I still have these two pairs and live in them during competition season. So yeah, pay $400, some faults, you don't really like that, but hey, at least I'm getting a lot of use out of them, and I will not be selling these, obviously. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. These are the first ever competition breeches that I bought. They are not breeches, they are jodhpurs, which I think is only really an Australian thing, to be honest still. Not a keen fan of the banana. These are so low rise. Oh, and they still show up your underwear really quite terribly. I remember I had a fairly big photo on Tumblr of me walking away in tall boots and these, and it got so many notes. So these are kind of famous. They are also Dublin. They also were probably like $80 from Horseland. Probably 8 years ago. They need to not exist anymore in my collection, but I am actually keeping them for a video. And also, how fun. They're so actually soft, but like, what is happening at the bottom of my leg? And also, they are so thick. They're so uncomfortably thick. What? Why did people wear stuff like this? Okay, we have another pair of competition breeches. I got these from Just Riding. They are Montar, and I actually love them, especially considering the price. They're very affordable, and I love how high-waisted they are, but not too high-waisted. I just like the shape and cut of them. They're a little bit tight on me this size, but I don't really mind, and they do need to be soaked again. As you can tell, they've kind of got some stripes on them, which is from me putting moisturiser on my legs and then putting them on afterwards and just getting it everywhere. Don't do that. Pro tip. Obviously I will be keeping these. I do actually ride in these at shows too, when I feel like I'm going to be dirty and I wouldn't be able to keep my white stuff clean. If anyone wants any fairly affordable, nice breeches, I suggest Montar. Or at least these are from a few years ago, so I don't know how they are now, but though I don't like how small the belt loops are. If these could be a little bit wider, that would be great. Okay, these next ones are by the brand Four Horses, which I didn't really know existed until I bought these. And I got them at the Australian Show Jumping Championships last November because it was pouring with rain and I didn't want my white ones to go see-through while I was competing. And so I bought these on the really rainy day. I like this. This is kind of cool and it's really easy. Like, you can just be like, unzip, zip. I like everything about them, especially the colour from the front, but I just hate this so much because it looks like your underwear line is just out of control, and I just don't see the point. Like, these are pockets too, but I don't see the point in having pockets like this at your bum. I hate this. It's just such a bad design with making you look like you're wearing granny panties and they've got really bad seams. I hate that, but I love everything else about them. So that's a bit annoying. They were also on sale, I assume, because of this. But I'm keeping them because I love everything else about them and they're quite comfortable. So that's good. Okay, these are the last pair that honestly I don't think I could ever compete in these. They're far too dark, I think, to compete in. But nonetheless, I do really like them and they are Horse Pilot. But they're very expensive too, I think. I think these are like $350 or so. I like this because this is higher. Yeah, they look nice and flattering at the back and stuff. But once again, they have zero silicone, zero suede or anything like that. I think they're supposed to kind of be a fabric that helps you grip on the saddle a bit more, but they're still slipperier than if there was silicone. So I would personally prefer that. I am going to be keeping these. I got them a few years ago and to be honest, I haven't really worn them that much, probably just because they don't have the sticky, but I'd be curious to know if I could compete in these. I highly doubt though, sadly. And that's pretty much it for competition ones. Now we will go on to basic ones. Okay, we are well and truly plunging into colours with these strange green coloured ones, which are by Be Vertigo, and they are full seat. once again, I got them in America, I think 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. And the only thing I don't like is once again the waistband. It's quite thin and old school looking, I guess, not very modern. But everything else I like about them, and they're very, very comfortable. I don't remember them being this comfortable, but wow, they really are. So I should really be wearing these a fair bit more, I think. And so I'm not going to be selling these ones. I am going to remember that I quite like them, and I'm actually going to wear them now, even though I only really ride in leggings now. Okay, we might as well go on with my other green ones. These are tailored sportsmen, and I just love the fit of them so much, except I hate the fact that they're Velcro down here. I don't really know why ones with Velcro still exist, to be fair. I really like this look, but it also means I don't have a full seat, so that's a bit annoying. But yeah, I really like the look of like tan and hunter green. I went through a lot to get this pair. I bought them from a site in the US that only sent to America, so I got it sent to my brother and his wife in upstate New York, and then they brought them back to me in Australia probably a year ago, and I love them so much, aside from that and that, but then like not really that, because they look so nice like this. And they also come in long, which is awesome, because that is what I need, because I am always on the search for longer legged breeches, because I am 5'9", and sometimes I find some that are just far too short for my leg length. So yeah, nothing really bad to say about these, except I really do need to once again start wearing them more, because I just don't really enough. Hold me to this, I do need to start wearing them. Okay, these are my Spooks ones that I've owned for years and years and years. I don't really need them anymore, so I think I'm going to sell them very cheap, because I can see some of the seams are coming out in this inner leg part, and one of the zippers are broken at the back. I do like these in that they bring back good memories of when I first got Jerry and stuff, but I have zero use for them because they're slightly too short and small for me now. So yeah, goodbye to these. Farewell, had some good times. Okay, so here's a Hors navy pair, which I can't even do up the bottom anymore. So I'm just going to sell these. Honestly, they just are nice. I like Hors breeches, or I used to. I would say 5 years ago I used to love these, but now I have zero inclination to put these on. I'm just gonna sell these ones for sure. Okay, so now we are into my surprisingly large Picure collection of breeches, and I went through a phase of getting so many Picure ones because they were the only brand that did long, so you could choose either regular or long, and I bought a few pairs because I loved them so much, and they were actually quite affordable from the website Equine and Country. So yes, these are one of my navy pairs, and I think I'm gonna keep one or two of my Picure pairs just for fun, and because they're actually pretty comfortable, so I wouldn't be surprised if I would start wearing these again, to be honest. The only thing is, once again, they've got the very traditional looking waistband that is very small. Okay, so these are my other Picure ones, which literally look exactly the same. Logo is slightly different though. I probably prefer this logo. Also these, I accidentally ripped them a little bit on a fence, so I got them fixed, so they have a little dot thingy here. So I feel like maybe I'll keep these ones and sell the other ones, I think. These are also silicone and not suede. I think I do prefer silicone rather than suede. Aside from that, they're pretty much the exact same. They are also the exact same shade of navy and literally everything else, but hey, slightly different logo. And also silicone. Okay, so some more navy Picure ones, except these kind of have a snakeskin look, which is a bit interesting. They also have studs on the pockets. They also have a wider, more modern waistband, and the logo is here instead. And I think I'm going to get rid of these or sell these because I don't see why I need 3 pairs of navy piqûres, and once again I never wear these, so what is the point in having them? Yeah, they'll be on my Instagram if you want. Okay, this is another pair that I used to wear all the time, another pair of piqûre. As you can see, they are exactly the same as the navy ones, except they are brown and light brown. As you can tell, I've liked the colour brown and light brown for a long time for my riding stuff. I'm going to keep these because, once again, they're comfortable. I feel like I will wear them around home a little bit. There's others that I'm getting rid of instead, and I would prefer to get rid of instead of these ones. So yes. Okay, so here's my other pair of brown piqûre ones. These are interesting in that they have this panel that goes down the sides. I used to like this look, but now I'm not so much of a fan anymore, so I'm going to be selling these ones. But yeah, they're kind of cool, and they were cool while they lasted and while I liked this look, but no longer will be wearing these very much. So see ya later. Okay, we have another pair of Montar ones. These were gifted to me by Just Riding because I did a video opening their mystery box, and so they sent these to me randomly, and I was just so amazed that they were so generous in doing that. I can't believe how well they did in getting the right colour for me, and I love this like little stripe, it's so cool. They are a little bit tight for me, but nonetheless I do still actually wear them a little bit for lessons and clinics. So I'm going to hold on to these. They also have the silicone seat, which I once again love, and this with the high sock bits, which I also very much love. So good job, Just Riding. Okay, these are my Pierce of Sweden ones, and I do really genuinely love these, except the only bad thing I can say is the tag is kind of itchy and annoying. So I don't really know what to do about that. I guess when you tuck in a polo though, you don't really notice it. They're just really comfortable. So I will definitely be hanging on to these. Once again, I just do need to be using them a lot more than I originally do. But once clinics and things like that open up again, I will be using them a lot more, I think. Okay, and this is the last pair of breeches. Thank God I'm done and I no longer have to change a million times into a million different pairs of breeches, which is not that fun, to be fair. This is one of my first ever pairs that I bought. They are Eurostar. I definitely got them when I was a beginner rider. I think I got them probably in 2010, maybe 2009 even. I've just held on to them purely just because they're one of my first pairs, and I'm kind of slightly emotionally attached to them. And once again, hey look, they're brown. So traditional. I think these were still quite expensive back then too, and they're pretty much perfect aside from here, which they were pegged on a washing line by here, and that kind of messed them up a little bit. So that's the only thing, and they are the dreaded Velcro. Once again, I think I'm just gonna hang on to these because I'm a sook that cannot get rid of things that I am slightly attached to in this kind of way. And hey, when I'm like 80, maybe I'll still have these and I'll be like, this was my first pair of breeches, or you know, one of my first pairs. So there you go. There we have it, my breeches collection. Now on with the leggings. Another day though, because I really just can't be bothered today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day and we are on to legging samples. And these were my first samples of leggings, and these were the company that said they did horse riding clothing only and horse riding things only, like tack, etc., saddle pads, all that good stuff. And this is the design that I went with, and somehow I don't think they quite did what I asked for. This print is sticky, like the seat. I don't even want to know what this fabric is, but It feels like 1980s workout wear, not in a good way. This was supposed to be like a darker blue and a darker navy, and this is the original design of the waistband. I mean, I'm not going to sell them because they're hilarious for purposes of hilariousness. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. This isn't even the only pair. So this is the second pair. I will say these are a lot softer. What's happening here? Just the stretch of this print. Oh, a pocket, wow, amazing. Just how giant are the HLH, like, this is why I didn't bother with doing a specific print. When I did silicone, I just decided to do dots because this really turned me off. Just look at it. I will say they're comfy around the waist. The fabric is soft. This is very uncomfortable. So is this. I don't even know why it's uncomfortable here, but it just is. All the seams are very uncomfortable. So I got these and I was like, please, never again. And then I found my master supplier. He reinvigorated my idea of doing riding leggings. But initially when I got these, I wanted everything to go away and for me to just sit in a little hole and pretend that I didn't exist because I didn't ever want to look at these ever again. So on to the next ones. So this is the first sample that I got from my current supplier that I get pretty much everything from. Well, not everything, probably like 1/3 of my stuff I get from this supplier, which is a fair bit for one supplier because I have about 10 different ones. But this is the first legging sample that I got from him. I got them and I was like, holy hell, this is so different to the previous thing you just saw. It's pretty much exactly the same as the final design for these, the Comfort First ones, but I continued the mesh on to below the pocket, I think, and I mean obviously kept the 2 pockets. And the only other thing I did is this waistband is lower, as you can tell, and it's also not got any elastic in it. The fabric is very stretchy, but there's no elastic in it. So on a straight up and down person like me, as you can tell, I just don't really go with these because like I do some things and I jump around a bit and then they're just like, my crotch is suddenly down here and it's really low on my waist because everything just falls down on me because I have no hips. And so that is what I did. I put a little bit of elastic and I also tightened them up a lot because I also just found they're a bit too loose. So that was kind of my idea behind changing it. Yeah, but I still got these, and once again, for some reason, I tried them in the pouring rain in the middle of winter and I was like, I love them. Thank God. And I don't really know if I want to keep these. I might actually sell this sample to someone who would want it looser on their waist. So hit up my Instagram if you wish for that. My absolute favourites, which are the Comfort First leggings that I have been doing for a long time now. I feel like 1.5 years I've been producing these, but they used to have the blue stitching and then I changed it to black for the last 2 restocks. These are the ones that I always go to if I am riding at home. I'm literally just like, alright, got my Comfort First leggings and I wear these all the time. So I have approximately like 4 of these with black stitching and then like 5 of them with blue stitching. So I have so many pairs of these now, but they are my faves. I don't think I'm going to be selling any of my pairs of these because, yeah, I just like having a million. So I make sure I always have a pair that I can wear. Okay, so these are the ones I was talking about, the blue stitching ones. As you can see, exactly the same aside from that. The only thing I might have changed is the waistband. I think I maybe made it slightly looser for the black ones, maybe by like 1 centimetre. Not sure, but nonetheless. Blue ones. The only reason why I discontinued these is because I just found that black is a lot more wearable and I get bored really quickly when it comes to selling things. Like I'm like, alright, and move on to the next thing. And some people are probably like, oh, I wanted to buy that thing. Well, I know people are quite often like that, like, when are you gonna restock this colour or that colour? But I just get bored. I just want to make all these new things all the time, so I just end up being like, alright, so I've made that, now next colour, now next colour, now. And so I don't end up restocking the things that people want as often as people perhaps would like. But that's my life. Just a tangent, as usual, over here. Sorry guys. Okay, so these are the next ones I released, the forest green ones. I love these for summer. They're just a lot cooler, I find, than the other ones, because I guess there is a lot more mesh. And they're also a lighter fabric. They're slightly thinner, which is also good for summer. But to be honest, when I first tried them on, it was in the pouring winter rain. So they can do both. So they're quite good still. And I feel like they're maybe slightly higher waisted than the other ones, which I think is just because of the fabric perhaps, or maybe the design, because the design, like shape and cuts, are slightly different because they don't have the pockets and all that. Okay, so these are my next favourites, which are the Cancun ones. I had to buy a lot more of these than anything else I've ever bought because I had to get the colour hand dyed, and so you have to order at least a fair number, and so I was slightly scared about that. It was an expensive process, but nonetheless I love them. They don't have the mesh here because I was bringing them out kind of going into winter, and they've also got belt loops and a thicker waistband. I love wearing these for clinics because then I can put a belt on, and also they're really flattering because of the tighter waistband, so it just kind of goes and sucks everything in. So these, I don't know what more to say. Okay, these are the limited edition ones that I did. The sheer fact that they're limited edition is because they were ordered with them, but a friend of mine asked if she could also do some leggings for her riding school. So I was like, yeah, of course. So we designed these together, and I got half done with her logo and half done just with my logo. And so they ended up having to be limited edition because I did not order very many of them. But they're pretty much exactly the same as the other ones, except obviously they have the light blue stitching, and then this is still the same. Originally I had it like light blue stitching everywhere, and it just like drew all the attention to the crotch. It was just like light blue stitching everywhere. So this is what we ended up coming up with. But yeah, I think she would still have some left if you guys are interested in these. Otherwise I think I only have like extra large and extra small left, sadly. And that completes all of my leggings that I currently have on my website. Oh wait, no, I lied. I have the other ones. Okay, yes, I lied. These are the last pair that I have on my website currently, and they are the ones that I kind of tried to make competition legal, but the strap down the side can sometimes mean that even for show jumping, some judges don't like it. Some judges don't mind it, so that's quite good. But some particularly picky judges do not, and they are obviously not dressage legal, but they are obviously cross-country legal, which is nice, and that's what I kind of had in mind for them when I designed them. But then I stopped doing cross-country, so but I have 3 pairs of these actually, and to be honest I really need to wear them more because I really do very much like them. I have only competed in them once, I think, and the photos were very cool, and I think they'll look good with a black jacket. So when comps start back up again, I think this is going to be my look. A bit of this with a black jacket, bit of that. Tell me I'm not completely insane in saying that these colours do not look like these colours. This is the thing about those colour swatch fabric thingies, is when it's just a photo to go off of in one specific type of lighting, it just really isn't the same in real life sometimes, and occasionally you just get a sample like this that is hideous. If you want them, you can buy them off me, but I will say this colour is not my favourite, and I just can't believe that I got a sample like this, and this is my life now. There you have it. That's all I have to say about these. Yep, okay, we're done seeing them, yep. Same. Okay, bye. Okay, so this is the second sample I got of the forest green leggings, and slightly better, as you can see. Slightly nicer colour. This time I did a white mesh panel either side, and it's a lot wider than what I ended up going with. I also added the pocket from the previous monstrosity that you just saw, and as you can see, it's white print and not black print, like what I finally went with. As you can see, it's just very high, even on me where I have a fairly long torso, and this is like above my belly button, so I decreased the height of the waistband. This is another sample pair that I got for fun, which is the same design as the other one, but obviously very different colour. I definitely do want to do some in this colour in future, but I don't know when exactly I'll be doing that. But then I decided to put green at the bottom and as the mesh, and that just looks very strange. And then once again, white, which I'd probably do black, I think, with this colour. There you have it. Another pair. I think I'm gonna sell these because I just don't need them. I don't need a pair of leggings that won't be touched in my closet. Another pair of leggings that won't be touched. Another sample pair. Oh, yeah. I'll say that. Okay, so this was the first sample I got of the Cancun leggings that I did. I will say the waistband is very, very tight. It's also very wide, and I decided to do belt loops and this black thing here. It didn't work together. I just didn't really think of it, and then I thought, like, what would I do? Black belt loops and then this black thing, but then it's just like you can only see half a belt loop that's black. Like, why would I do that? It also has the print down the leg, same at the back, and then one pocket, and then this shape, which is standard for a lot of companies that do riding leggings, but I just found I preferred my square approach because it was just easier, and like, why change a design that works anyway? Actually, it isn't the same at the back. I lied. There's no extra panel in here, like it's just stitched single in here, and that was because someone was worried about buying my leggings because there were 2 stitch seams. But then I thought, once again, if it works and one person has complained that hasn't even got a pair, why am I changing it for them when this just doesn't work as well? Like, you can see when you bend over, there's just a lot of extra crotch area that just, like, why would I change my design that doesn't have that for one that does? And I've never had an issue with a seam in here or anything. No one's ever said anything, and of my 10 plus pairs that I own like that, I've never had any issues with having 2 stitching seams here. So then I went on to this. Okay, this is the second sample pair for the Cancun leggings. As you can see, it's the same crotch area that doesn't have the double stitching, and so has like this happening. Obviously changed the waistband. This has 2 small pieces of elastic either side of this black thing. It's fine, but I prefer having like one big chunk of elastic, and this does not, clearly. But I mean, I may do this one day, like a 2 little elastic, or maybe just like 1 elastic piece, but then the size of this black thing. And I don't mind this design, but I would do the same here as I have on my other leggings, and the same here. I don't know about this. And as you can see, I changed the colour a fair bit from this, which is like a brighter blue, I would say, than a navy. So I had to get it custom dyed, as I said before. Okay, so this is quite an interesting pair, as you can tell. These are some competition ones clearly that I got to see what it would look like with this grey stitching. Well, first of all, I don't like the grey stitching. Maybe if this wasn't grey, this area, and only this was grey, it would look okay. And I also would definitely make these dots white. But I would keep these, I think, the same colour. Me just being like, oh, let's do something fun for show jumping. But I'd probably also make the colour of the stitching a lot lighter grey, so you could possibly use them for dressage too. So like almost white, like off-white. They're so see-through. I just don't know why these are so see-through, whereas my other ones aren't at all. I guess, yeah, just because they're white. But then again, maybe it's because they're tighter, because they feel so much tighter than all my other ones that I've tried on today. Maybe that's just because they've been washed once and they haven't like given yet. But then I kind of wonder if I got a bigger sample, maybe they wouldn't be see-through. So maybe I will try again with having white ones, but currently I'm quite put off doing white competition leggings. Okay, we're finally on to other brands. All of the 4 that I own that are from other brands. And here we have QJ Riding Wear, which I got these many years ago when riding leggings just became a thing. And I wore them so much because when you go to leggings from breeches, it is very hard to go back to breeches. The only thing I hated was this, because it just looked so stupid when I was walking around like in casual clothes, like going to the post office or whatever, getting out of the car and being like, ding, and everyone's being like, what the hell is wrong with her ass? It's a smaller pocket and they haven't really held up very well, to be fair, but I have worn them lots and lots. It's pretty much all I have to say about these. I really just think I'm just going to throw them out now because I don't think I would feel comfortable selling them because they're not in great condition. Yeah. Goodbye. See you later. Okay, this is the second pair that I bought of riding leggings. Once again, they're not holding up that great, but they're still looking fairly good considering. They've just got this one pocket with a zipper, which probably didn't need to exist. Like, I don't think you could have just done one like on this seam and then you don't really need a zipper. They ended up having to then stitch this circle around here, which then the stitching has come out. So yeah, you didn't really need to do that in my opinion, but you know, it was the early days of riding leggings when, you know, people were still working out how to do them well, which is pretty much the same now, to be fair. They're full sticky but not super sticky, they're quite subtle, the stick. And yeah, once again, I don't really wear these very much anymore, but I might just keep them just as an in case kind of pair. So these were sent to me from Philly's Equestrian, as you can see. I quite like the design of these, though it is just a sportswear fabric and you can tell it's just been printed on because of that, like when it pulls it goes white. They didn't wash very well, like I don't think I washed them properly the first or second time that I washed them. Like they just kind of pulled a little bit. Also they're quite slippery because they have no silicone or anything, so they're just like standard sportswear leggings, I would say. But yeah, if anyone wants these, I'll put them for sale on my Instagram. That's no hate to Phillies, by the way, that's just, this was their first release and I just don't really wear them very often. They were made in the USA, which I find quite interesting. Okay, my final pair of leggings, and I would say honestly one of the most flattering ones that I have, and these are PS of Sweden. Makes sense because they're definitely the most expensive. They have PS of Sweden printed in like this embossing thing. Another pocket too. I lived in these for a long time, but they are so tight. A real struggle to go to the bathroom, like a real struggle to get on and off, so I don't really wear them very much anymore. I will say they are very good quality. They have 2 little pockets on the back. I think they're called breggings, which is like breeches, cross leggings. I don't know if they've changed the fabric though, because I've seen some people complaining about them now, but these ones I obviously very much like. I really like the thickness of the waistband, but it just makes it so hard to get on and off. So I guess if I went up a size it would be a lot easier, but still it just seems like with how tight the waistband is, the legs should be tighter, but it's fine. They also only have a knee patch, which I don't really like. I prefer having the whole inner leg. Not sure what else to say about them. That's pretty much it. I do like PS of Sweden stuff. They did really well, especially considering these were essentially one of their first ever rider items that they brought out. So they did very well considering. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and liked seeing a little bit more of my wardrobe and what I'm going to get rid of on my Instagram. If you wish to go over there now, I will post the stuff that I'm selling very soon. I don't think I need to do any more of these videos, so hope you liked this one, and that's it. Goodbye.